This is it. This is it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, the Detroit Lions regular season is coming to an end against the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Maybe it's the cold weather that I'm thinking of. I don't know. But in this video, I want to talk about exactly what it will take for the Detroit Lions to win. And I think it's a lot different than a lot of people are kind of leaning toward and what the key is going to be in this game. It's a cold weather game. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's the Detroit Lions, who once again, last year we didn't have to, but it seems like every year we're going into Lambeau Field in late December or early January. And here we are again playing there in the cold. And I can't complain. Like, this is what it's made of. We started 1-6, and then we went 7-2 so far to finish the season. We surpassed all odds. And that's what we have to do again here by going into Green Bay and getting a victory against the team that has dominated. Don't mince words, dominated the NFC North for many, many years. But what an awesome storybook way to do it. What an awesome storybook way to do it with the team that we traded Matt Stafford to beating the Seahawks, right? Like, all this stuff could be just absolutely phenomenal. So I want to look at what this looks like, and we are going to be doing this. Pride of Detroit puts out an article every week where it goes and talks about DVOA. And DVOA stands for Defense Adjusted Value Over Average. Value over average is the simple one. DVOA is the one that actually takes into account the defense, the opponent. And so I like this one even more. I think it does a really, really good job. So let's start looking at what they're looking at. First, I want to give you this one. Since week 13, the Lions rank third in DVOA behind the 49ers and Bills, and the Packers are right behind them at fourth. These two teams deserve to be here. In fact, I would make the argument that both of these teams deserve to be in the playoffs. Now, here's where everybody says we are going to win. And I think people are getting Jared Goff fever. And everybody's talking about how our pass offense has a big advantage over the pass defense for Green Bay. When I talk to experts from Green Bay, pass defense is the thing they're confident on. It's their run defense that's bad. It's their run defense that's terrible. So when we look at this, I disagree with what most people are saying and that the Lions pass offense is going to be good. Jared Goff, we don't have cement proof, struggles a little bit in the cold. But you know what? Most quarterbacks aren't as effective in the cold. The passing game, when it's super, super cold out, is generally not as effective. You have a very, very good pass offense that the Detroit Lions have right now. But you also have a very good Packers defense. Okay, you have a very good Packers defense. Like, when we look at these numbers, this is the yards allowed versus the Lions and the rating. Look at those last 6 games, all green. We are playing so very, very, very well. But here's the thing we have to understand. The Green Bay Packers have 2-3. They have Jair Alexander. They are a good team. And when you look at their last 6 weeks, they've been playing pretty well too. So I don't want to just sit here and act like we're good to go and we're going to dominate them in the pass game. But I will show you where we should win. Our run offense ranks 15th. The Packers' run defense is 31st. This is the second worst run defense in the NFL. Everybody hear me on that? This is the second worst run defense in the NFL. If we can run the football and stop the run, we have a chance. And when we get onto the defensive side of things for the Lions here in just a couple minutes, so stick with me on that, you're going to see how their run offense stacks up against our run defense. It's important. But here's a thing to note. Overall, we rank 15th. That has been dropping ever since the first 4 weeks, to be completely honest with you. It has been dropping. The Detroit Lions have not been great up until last week against the Bears. And the Bears have a horrible defense in general. The Packers just have a really bad run defense. So they rounded out well last week. Can they continue to build on that? Now we can look at rush yards versus the Packers. They have been a little better with some just ridiculous, outliers. But those outliers are usually against someone that has at least somewhat of a mobile quarterback. 153 against the Bills, if you want to call Prescott mobile. 159 against the Cowboys. The Eagles went for 363. Hello, right? That is nuts. Fields and the Bears went for 155. And then the last few weeks, they've been holding teams, not teams with known to have just ridiculous run games, but not bad either. So now let's look at our run defense, and or our pass defense. The the Packers offense ranks 15th. Our defense is 22nd. We're actually a little bit worse in the last 6 weeks, which was surprising to me. And the Packers have kind of hit their stride. It's 11th. They are a top third team basically in the NFL in passing, and we are a bottom third team in pass defense right now as of the last 6 weeks. This is kind of the strength of the defense somehow against the strength of the offense. No, that's not what it is. This is the weakness of the offense for the Packers against just our defense. I can't say our pass or run defense is a strength. It depends on the week, and I can't tell you what it is. But it's Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau Field. What is that going to look like? And as you see these yards allowed versus Packers, they're not doing great lately. They've got a 4-game winning streak. They do. And they've thrown for 182, 207, 222, and 152 yards. Against the Vikings, they were up so much they didn't have to do it. But Aaron Rodgers is not the Aaron Rodgers he's been. And now that he's starting to connect with people, the numbers still don't back it up, ladies and gentlemen. They don't back it up. So we need to understand that they don't have a lot of weapons, just like the Bears didn't. And if our defense continues to do what our defense did, we should be able to hold this passing attack in check. That's the way I'm going to say it. All right. Here is the massive advantage for the Green Bay Packers. Their run offense is third in the NFL. Third. It's not with a running quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. They are doing that because they just run the ball well. Our run defense is one of the worst in the league. Over the last 6 weeks, it's 19th, which is amazing with that game against Carolina in there where we were just absolutely terrible. But the Packers are running on people. Look to film from the Titans. Look to film from the Dolphins, Washington, and New York on how to stop this team in the run. They have had some not good running efforts. And of those games where they were not good running efforts, they only managed to squeak out one win. Stop Aaron Jones. Stop the Packers running game. You beat the Packers. That's how it goes this year. Ask Packers fans, ask people who watch these games. When you stop their running game, they don't have enough weapons on the outside in order to win. They don't. I'm not saying things can't get weird, all right? But you never know. Now let's look at the Lions. We all remember what happened against the Panthers. We all remember the record-breaking ground experience. But outside of that game, we have put together some pretty decent run defense. 95 to the Jags, 22 to the Vikings, 50 to the Jets. The Bears, look, they didn't run great against us outside of that first quarter. And that was, one big run from Fields really skews those numbers. But I think we can all agree our defense played well. If we can stop the run, that's how we beat the Green Bay Packers. I want to be super clear on this. That's it. That's all we got. So when we're looking at this, I know in the past it's been Aaron Rodgers. You got to stop Rodgers. They have Rodgers. We have Goff. We're done. No. It is going to be won and lost in the trenches. Simple. And then, of course, turnovers. And I might do another video talking about that. But right now, I just wanted to look at the teams. This is a pretty even matchup on paper. And if I'm being honest, it favors the Packers when you look at DVOA. This is a team that lost a lot of games early, just like we did. Both teams are on a roll, and both teams are showing that they're a couple of the better teams in the league. But you have to understand and respect. They have home field. They have Aaron Rodgers. They have guys that have been there and done that before. I do give them the slight edge for all those reasons, but this has been a special season. This has been a different season, unlike anything we have ever seen before in Detroit. And quite frankly, we have seen it almost never in the NFL for a team to have this caliber of a turnaround. So you have to know the Lions have a shot, and their attitude is phenomenal right now. So let's get it. Sunday Night Football. The nation's watching. Go Lions.